Hi folks, my name is Ali D'Andrea. Welcome back to another episode of Source to Smoke. Tonight I am showing you exactly how to grill the perfect venison burger. These are absolutely delicious, and this video is packed with tips and tricks on exactly how to do it. So without further ado, let's jump right in. One of the tricks to making the perfect burger is starting with the perfect meat to fat ratio. Because venison is incredibly lean, we need to add in some fat. I think the perfect ratio for a burger is somewhere between a 75-25 and an 80-20. So to achieve that, I'm weighing out my venison and beef suet until I achieve the perfect ratio. There are lots of options in terms of the type of fat that you can choose, but I like beef suet because it adds a little bit of beef flavor while still letting the venison taste shine. In order to grind this successfully, you need to keep things frosty, like cold. The grinder has to be cold, your venison has to be cold, the beef suet has to be cold. Cold is your friend here. I'd recommend throwing your beef and fat into the freezer for at least 30 minutes before you start grinding. You can also keep your grinder parts in the freezer until you're ready, because if things get too warm, the grinder will start to gunk up and it can get so bad to the point that it will stop working and you'll get frustrated. So the tip with grinding is to keep things cold. Once the meat is all ground up, we're gonna lightly mix it with our hands, but be careful not to overwork it. If you overwork the meat, it's gonna cause the burger to become really heavy and dense. Next tip for the perfect burger is to measure it out. We want each patty to be the same weight and size. I think the perfect weight for a burger is 4 ounces. Once you have all your patties measured, grab yourself a 4.5-inch cookie cutter and use that as a mold to create a perfect circle. There's a delicate balance between getting the meat to stick together and not overworking it. So you have to kind of find a happy medium here. To help prevent the burger from doming while it cooks, I like to push down on the center of the patty to create a little divot. Drizzle the patties with some olive oil and then season them up with kosher salt and freshly ground black pepper. Don't worry about seasoning both sides here, just focus on the top. Next, let's get our simple sauce together. To a bowl, we're adding some mayonnaise, ketchup, mustard, and Worcestershire sauce. Give it a good stir and set that in the fridge until you're ready to assemble your burgers. Now, let's fire up the grill. Today, I'm grilling on my Oklahoma Joe's Rambler tabletop grill. To get the charcoal going, I'm adding some fire starters underneath my chimney and then adding charcoal briquettes in the chimney and letting them heat up until they are white hot. Allow your grill to preheat for a few minutes, and then it's time to add the burgers to the grill. Let them cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until they have some nice grill marks formed, and then give them a flip and cook them for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. Then add your American cheese. The cheese will melt in about 30 seconds. Then you can remove the burgers and focus on your buns. Butter up the top and bottom bun, throw them on the grill until you get some beautiful golden grill marks. It is time to put our beautiful venison burgers together. I am dying to eat this. I'm so excited. So take your toasty bun and just a little dab of that delicious sauce that we made. I'm going to rub this around so that it's pretty evenly spread out, because I want a little bit of that in every single bite. Then I'm going to take some diced white onion. Now, I've allowed these white onions to soak in some apple cider vinegar for like the last 20 minutes. It just helps cut the bite of the onion a little bit. You don't have to do this, but if you do, you don't want to include any of the vinegar on it. You just want to like scoop out the onions just like that. That process is called maceration, for those of you that are wondering. And last but not least, our final topping, my final topping. You can obviously dress these up however you like best, but I'm going in with a couple of pickles. Now, these aren't just any pickles. These are Grillo pickles, which are my absolute favorite pickles from the grocery store. I'll show you what it looks like. Ooh, they are so good. And finally, last but not least, our venison patty, okay? I have the melty American cheese on top of our burger. that bun right on top. That's about to be the best venison burger you can make. Cheers. Oh, it's so good. The first thing that I noticed is the smoke from the grill. You cannot fake smoke flavor like that. The only way to get a smoky flavor is to get your food on the grill. This is heavenly. The melted cheese, you have that like acid zing from the sauce and the onions and the pickles, and the meat itself is wonderful. Adding that fat really helps keep a lot of moisture in the meat, because venison burgers, girly, venison burgers are inherently dry, so that fat goes a long way. Oh my God, that's the perfect burger. So that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something from it. For more episodes of Source to Smoke, you can check them out right here on Oklahoma Joe's YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.